Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we will be reviewing Marvel Universe, Captain America, Iron Man, and Spider-Man. Kind of. So yes, I picked these up for something not intending to be reviewed in this format. But I decided they didn't quite fit in with what I wanted to do. So I didn't want to just have wasted them, so I'm going to actually review them in a legitimate format. But, these are sort of Marvel Universe figures. I've heard them referred to as Marvel Universe 5 POA, which means 5 points of articulation. And that is sort of what they are. They are the same scale. And their packaging is, like, almost identical to legitimate Marvel Universe figures. But they're made by Hasbro, so they are legitimate figures. But, they're kind of terrible in terms of articulation. And, their sculpt and stuff looks alright. I haven't actually opened them yet. Picked them up for, like, you know, dollars at dollar stores. So, yeah, let's look at all these guys. Alright, here are our kind of Marvel Universe figures. You got your Iron Man, your Spider-Man, and your Captain America. The detail on them is not terrible, if you can see that. I'll look at them each individually, but overall, just appearance-wise, they're not awful. Spider-Man's kinda bad. Surprisingly, I think I actually like Captain America the most, which is weird, because I like him the least as a character, and not just out of these three, like, out of most characters. I don't like Captain America at all, is what I'm saying. Captain America comes with an accessory, he comes with a shield, which is a reason to like him, because he comes with an accessory. Let's just look at them individually real quick. We'll start with Spider-Man, because he's the worst one. Alright, you have Spider-Man here. One thing that makes him terrible is the way his arms are sculpted. They're like in this weird inward sort of position, and they're just kind of useless. And like I said, these are 5 point of articulation, so his head will go around, kinda, and the arms go up and down, and the legs go up and down. So that's it. That's all the motion you're going to get out of this guy. Detail-wise, we can zoom in on that. Alright, here he is. The lines are actually sculpted into him, but they're not exactly painted very well. In certain spots, they're missing paint and things like that, or it varies in its shades of darkness. But, for the most part, the sculpt and paint isn't really that bad, but the articulation is just abhorrent. And Spider-Man's hands in particular are just not useful at all. So yeah, Spider-Man doesn't come with any accessories or anything, so let's just move on to someone else. Alright, here we have Iron Man. You can see he's mostly red and gold. He's got his arc reactor here in the center of his chest. Appearance-wise, he looks pretty decent. Sculpting's pretty accurate. He looks like Iron Man and everything like that. And he is the best articulated because his head is actually ball-jointed. Apart from that, everything else is just up and down, legs, shoulders, things like that. But his head will actually tilt around and stuff like that. But, yeah, he is just kind of standing straight up, and there's just only so much you can do with 5 points of articulation. I mean, this isn't 1995. You should be able to put more in there. As a matter of fact, I had better articulation than this in 1995. And, you know, most years. But, anyway, zoom in a little bit closer. Anyway, sculpt-wise and paint-wise and everything, he does actually look like Iron Man. Looks pretty decent there in the face and everything. It's not great, but it looks fairly passable, and, you know, he wouldn't look terrible if you wanted to display him for some reason. But I'm just going to complain about articulation, I guess. Alright, let's move on to Captain America. Alright, here we have Captain America, who, like I said, I think looks the best. His arms and legs are actually spread out far enough that it doesn't look awkward the way he's standing. Articulation-wise, he's the same. He's got the shoulders, and he's got the legs, and he's got the head, which rotates. He also has a peg hole there on his back, which is for his shield. And his shield is one of the things that I actually think makes him the best choice here. You can see his shield here. It actually looks pretty nice. It's got a decent, slightly shiny coat of paint on it, and it's not sloppy or anything. and it's got this cool little hinge-like thing on the back here, which has a little thing that lets you peg it into his back, or that he can hold in his hand, or you could clip this onto his wrist. But that design of shield, which has been used before, is actually a really cool way to do it. And, in my opinion, is what makes this figure actually worth having compared to the other ones. It's just the fact that the accessory is very functional. So if you have another small Captain America who doesn't have a shield, you could get one of these. So yeah, zoom in a bit closer on the Captain himself. Sculpting here doesn't actually look too bad. The paint on his face and head is a little sloppy, but not too bad. Moving down, he's got scale textures, and overall a pretty nice sculpting work on him as well. Overall, he's actually just big time the best looking option, and I do have his shield put on his back just so you can see what that looks like. So if you are a fan of Captain America, and you for some reason want to get some of these 5POA Marvel Universe kind of things, he would probably be the best choice in my opinion. Alright, here's a size comparison real quick to the legitimate Marvel Universe figures, which is Wolverine here if you couldn't tell. So they are in the same scale, since Wolverine is a shorter figure. So if for some reason you don't want to get a normal Marvel Universe version of these three characters, you can get one of these and they will fit in the same size range. Alright, here's the packaging here. Unfortunately, I do not actually have an individually carded Marvel Universe figure to compare these two. But if you've seen Marvel Universe figures before, they look exactly like this. And it's weird. At first, whenever I saw them, I thought, hey, these are like rip-offs or something. But they're not. They're legitimately made by Hasbro. And it's like Hasbro's trying to rip off their own product, because they look almost exactly the same, and they're the same scale. They're just crap. They're just kind of rubber banded into these little windows here. And this is the entire series from what I can tell. If you flip these over on the back, it shows Iron Man and then Spider-Man and Captain America. So I assume this is all of them, at least in this particular set or whatever. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So yeah, Marvel Universe-esque things. Alright, that wraps it up for these things. So, until next time, goodbye.
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like and comment and subscribe and all those sorts of things if you enjoyed my video. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.